with spirit of matter. And I have a sexy voice because I've been screaming my soul out at some rapists. So this is not a Jupiter day. It's actually, yeah, that would be Venus night. No, yes? No, it can be. It's moon night. Moon night, soul hour. Yeah, it's. I need to remember the astrology. And can I have a little breakdown for a minute? So I think I told you, most of you all know me as astrology. Maybe some of you are still from the manifestation tips and tricks videos. But I, I'm a researcher, okay? And I accidentally had a research question that pinpoints to pretty much everything that's going on. And one of the applied forms when it comes to my thesis proposal is being exposed to that, that how we find and locate missing people, okay? If you do that with remote viewing and then you send for the people that know how to do an operation to do that operation, and um, and well, that also because I made channeling experiments and so on, then you can imagine then writing such thesis and being in academia. I was, and being half Israeli, half Dutch. I mean, I never got housing. I never got out carrying in Netherlands. I got some shelter, but I would get that shelter even if I would be without a Dutch passport. In fact, I would get housing if I would be without a Dutch passport. Okay, at the time, but it's actually thanks to COVID. So, but the thing is that a part of my research and what I've been exposed to led to me being targeted in a certain way, and that question of spirit and matter in medicines also led me to have completely understandings of, how espionage is done today and how sexpionage is done today, which is all espionage is sexpionage, and why they use electric shock on the children, the expandable children. And I think it was December forecasted. I said I was seeing something with Christmas, and I said, should I warn? Should I not warn? And again, just as the way I discovered for Peter, I was casting away. So if that person is listening right now, that's the explanation for why I wrote again. It's not that I tried to bug you. Um, but I was casting psychic attacks, okay, which means rape, okay, when I first discovered, and then I got Eureka that they targeted me to assassinate Peter because he spoke against WHO. Okay, one of the people that spoke against WHO. I also speak against I mean, the shelter was from COVID, but this WHO thing is like MK Ultra, is like electrocutions and rapes to literally entire society. That's, I guess, why Shinzo Abe spoke against this, why Peter spoke against this. They couldn't say it, okay, because as children they also had to do this, okay. Lars says what they've been through as children. And so I guess this is why I haven't died yet, because I'm like, I don't understand why in my life, okay. But the thing is that from today I had another thing, and I casted away a lot of dumb fuckery, and it was very intense. Um, and and then I was like, okay, I guess I have to warn for the person that targeted around Christmas of the family. And so I did that. Um, And it's just the all together of this. It's like, hey, can I have a breakdown? Because I understand that what I was doing and the fact that I have, the dual nationality, then I've been exposed to a lot. There is no place to go for like support. There was some support group for like emergency. Then I got to speak with someone, and it was somewhat helpful. I donated them, of course. But the thing is that it's a lot for me to both tackle the okay, for what they do with the ritual abuse, um, turning trying to connect families of people that have their children kidnapped in 7th October, with people who remote view, and then trying to have basically a underground military operation that we create because the military won't listen to us. I guess Palestinians experienced that with Hamas. I guess Dutchies experienced that with the 1100. And, cold cases, okay, if we experience that they cannot receive tips from remote viewing. And I understand the intricacy, okay, I'm not stupid, I know what the two is, I know what the cloning, I understand, but I also understand that at least some of these tending to cold cases is tending to actually cold cases, and people are people, okay? They don't turn off human being, and this is, I guess, why we would get a person like Peter to, at the very beginning of the career, try to see if when they put the wrong person on murder, and then eventually speak against the WHO. It's a cult of betrayal. Try to get everybody to betray everybody, okay? And so what you don't like for them to do, then they do that. I think now Ascendant Leo, Sun in Sag, I think the key for me is not to close myself off or close my heart off, or, not be vulnerable or not express myself, or I think it's not the way. Um, not to turn off human being, okay? I have my moments, but and I had a moment like this today, okay? Because this is indeed a lot to tackle. I've intended to political assassination prevention, and then I've intended, and I wouldn't expect things to turn the way they did. And I did a December astrology, and I was like, Christmas. It doesn't seem. I still think it doesn't seem successful, but it went so that I was not thinking to warn, even because I thought it's not successful, and they know. But I cast all this dumb fuckery, and then it's like I'm wondering, for a good night's sleep, for trying to rest, it's about doing the right thing, and you try to think, what is it, okay? Because there's the kidnapped issue, there's the exposure issue, there's the satanic ritual abuse issue, there is, and then there is the Christmas issue. And I have to admit that for me it is a lot. And then there is the fact that what people have for recovery or mental support is the reason that they're dead. Okay, and I tend to that as well. Mercury will soon leave the degree 22. This has been, for me, very intense. It's a very intense. It's in my 10th house, well, and I guess this, you know, on the one hand, yes, now I'm making my contribution, but as a researcher, as astrologer, as a this, as a that. But right now, I don't feel like I'm the person making a contribution. I feel not broken. Yes, I'm not broken, but the thing is, um, I completely have a breakdown, okay? Because it's challenging to see so many things acting against humanity. And I understand that humanity is dumb fuckery as well, okay? You don't have to convince me. But, you know, when you make contribution to forewarn, okay, to prevent an assassination, to, and that is, it's always very disturbing because it's not like what can they do? Can they turn to the police? No, okay. Work with some talismans. I don't know, like, okay. Um, so I guess if I say to the people, if you are around the launching of Christmas movies and you see something suspicious, then don't turn to the police. Gather a couple of people and prevent it physically. It's not time for where you can count on police doing that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Okay, but I won't count on them with my life. Let's just say it. Um, Not blaming the police. Police not allowed to work. Just like Better the Freeze Foundation not allowed to receive channelings and remote viewing. Okay. Um, yes, this Mercury. I'm really agree. Like this, you see, I'm turning the page. Minutes, 2 astrological minutes. It has been here for a couple of days because it turned retrograde on the 22nd degree, and there was a lot. And um, adding today like as a particular repeater day because it's not the birthday, it's not any of the dead times, um, but this was I guess more of a me day because this was in my 10th house, and um, and I'm just like again I'm not broken down, but it's like I'm really um, exhausted from tending to all these things. And it's not like I get rest because you get psychic attack and then you have to tend to that, and then you suddenly have to do something because either that would be the kidnapped people, the nation that targeted the father, and fortunately I was not, kidnapped as espionage, and now they're targeting the son. Um, um, and it's not like there is support system, okay, for people to do that. It's not. Uh, uh, there's no support system, okay. And you have to understand if you're watching this that with Pluto Aquarius, we are the support system. We the people are the support system. There's very very little, if any, and it's like a Swiss cheese, and they have their modalities, and their modalities are sometimes the simple person that speaks, they come to volunteer to avoid, okay, first help and so on, they don't know that the modalities that are taught are sometimes modalities of torture, of psychological torture. And I see the person is using that and they think it's just what they say to do. And it's not like they can do anything else, because every place that they could have gone to turn to is a part of the dumbfuckery. So very, very challenging. Um, Today, I think it began a bit light. Okay, it was, well, not so light. Very exhausting. Moon in Scorpio is in general exhausting. Okay, right now we have 2 days, the moon in Scorpio, and then it will oppose Uranus. So it's very exhausting, and it came from, released from a square to Pluto. So the moon ingressed to Scorpio, was square in Pluto, and square is hard aspect, but moon and Pluto is emotionally okay, straining. Now it released from that. It's applying to trine Saturn, but square Mars, which is another eh. And when you deal with type of assaults that hardly anybody understands, okay? Anybody, even person that lives narcissistic abuse, man or woman, they go to doctor can say, you are the psychotic, and then come take another breakthrough in research, take another, what, olanzapine, but that was 20 years ago breakthrough. Yes, but we have to keep the investment. I talk about this all the time. But the thing is, so if a person wants a Russian roulette, put a gun and would want to hold traditional and say you want a Russian roulette. They take, if they want a Russian roulette, they can do Russian roulette. But but the thing is that for the particular type of offenses, is something that hardly anybody knows. And for the mostly the people that know that, other than satanic ritual abuse survivors that are going through horrors all their life as well, is they won't speak about this because they still they need to do that to others sometimes. So so that is no one came to save them, so you cannot, right? You just have to defend yourself, and that's it. And I'm just very eager for Mercury to leave the 22nd tomorrow. By tomorrow, it leaves the 22nd degree. It has been like the more important developments. I cannot say no. It's probably one of these transits where I look back and I say, damn, I did something with my life that actually brought value. It's very difficult for me to say life-saving value. I was listening to Annika Lucas today. She was in an interview, and that interview was a little bit of a bully, a lot of a bully. But she was still staying cool, calm, collected, and didn't assassinate him, which I'm very surprised, because it triggers the child assassin what he did. But the thing is, what do you do with your life? Well, some research, astrology experiments. Really, what topics you tend to? Prevention, political assassination, prevention of expendable children. And then she's like, well, I wonder why she didn't assassinate. So, yes, she was talking about but he asked her if she's happy that she's alive. She said a lot of people that have been through what I've been through, it's not question to ask them, okay? It's like, it's very difficult. She says, right now I'm happy I'm alive. But so today I was in those moments where what's the point of being born if you cannot live? And when you tend to, for my it's not even my tactic, it's just my way to get the dumb fuckery out of the body, is to speak and to expose more and to take more action to change that, okay, to be active about my trauma. It's counter to anything that they expect, because they expect that the more that they threaten, the more a person is afraid, small, But it's no, it's the other way around. Um, and then you speak, then you expose more, and that which everybody has been afraid of, that they'll be called on for crimes against humanity that they do, which is punishable by death. And it happens, okay? Because if they had let me live my life, then I guess I would live my life. And it's also, I'm being very honest and authentic. I would probably need to speak in order to cure myself, yes. But other than that, the more they try to keep it from being, the more it explodes in their face. Because for me, it is like, well, I was looking at carbon monoxide. It is not such easy death as they make of it. And I got disappointed again. Looking at nitrogen again, maybe. No. So you see that, you mess with a person like that. What have I got to say to such people? It's like, hey, you're more privileged. You can, not in the sense that you've been through horrors, but you're more privileged, like you can kill yourself. Or you can kill the cult, right? Or the people that do this ritual satanic abuse or something like that. And then I go and prevent assassination of someone who may or may not be in the cult. But what can I do? It's life. It's life, maybe. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, if I tend to political assassination prevention, then I see someone targeted, then I will tell them you're targeted and you must beware, because they try to get you now, which they know, but here are the names, here are the people. So then they will have more information about them. It's very likely they will know more crimes against humanity that they did in Ajax, in Amsterdam, 7th October. And who knows what else? I mean, that Christmas, I've been hearing about Christmas, when I was homeless in Netherlands, in 2021, in 2024, almost 2025. 22 as I speak. So 22 is Gate of the Dead, mediumship. Okay. So yeah. And the thing is, I don't even know why would that person be targeted. I'm the one speaking against the WHO. They are targeted. I don't know. Maybe they're doing something interesting. But they've been trying to, I guess, Um, so for me, this is just I need to have this breakdown because it's so exhausting. You don't actually get to sleep well, and you understand that you are stepping on everybody's toes because you're exposed at all of those funds and stuff that are like, we'll bring the kidnapped back, the yellow ribbon. It's like doing the opposite. And you talk already with the families, okay? All the things that I had no courage to do, today I did. And at that point, you're like, you've gone through so much that for people, it's all of their, I don't know, like when you go there, you rape a person, even if you do it from astral or whatever, then lost mandate of the heaven. Okay, you're like dead person walking. You're dead to me. Okay, you're dead to me, and so it should be because otherwise it's toxic connection, right? And then you go and prevented another assassination of another person. Okay, so it's not about at this moment you don't care about what it looks, what people think, what people this, what is that. Let them care about the implications of their actions because as far as concerned here, al gol kaput. Is crime against humanity is punishable by death. C'est tout. That's it. Okay. A bomb, okay. Nuclear holocaust, okay. People that do that, nuclear holocaust is okay. And then you try to release some other hostages that were kidnapped, okay? This is, it's crazy because this is indeed crazy that the world is running like this. It is crazy. Moon is going to release from Mars and then it's conjoining my Saturn. So it'll be gloomy. I liked something that Annika Lucas said today, that she was said, for a lot of people that come out of satanic ritual abuse, or a lot of people say, save the children, save the children. She says, I feel like I am that child, I'm adult, but I never got, I guess, to have childhood. And I guess if you take my actions today, my actions were, you know, for save this, save that, warn this, connect this to that, and so on. But for my feeling, I feel okay. I genuinely, I still need saving, and there's no The system is not, people don't get it. I'm the person that's also been through, okay? And is still going through. And the people try to break you down instead of trying to do something constructive for themselves, which is to break the code that broke them down. I didn't break them down, but they feel as though I broke them down. Because if I see that you on purpose, the children being raped for 100 days, it's happening every day in Europe. It's called expandable children. And on purpose, you keep them there. On purpose, you leave them there, and you pretend that you will try to release them. And on purpose, you hold the families back, and you have to connect for the families and find which soldiers will take on a project to do something that is without orders. Because what they've been doing is trying to break all of us down, because they've been broken down. So now they try to break all of us down. And it's your teachers, and it's your psychologists, and it's your, okay, everybody that is supposed to be of inspiration to people, that they're doing that. It's not even resistance. They are working against themselves, and they're working against themselves in a way that is trying to break you down. Usually people in my situation, they say, I don't consider suicide, okay? But I say, if there was access to assisted death, it would really help me right now. Okay? It doesn't mean that I'm going to use it immediately, but that would really help me. And I think it's okay to say that as well. I'm not considering suicide. If something happens to me, if something this is that, for Christ's sakes, look with what I'm dealing with. And all these people, I'm sorry, they are like robots, but robots that you need to reboot. Like, I honestly think would be way more humane for all of them to no longer be alive. Way more humane. They're just acting like dumb fucks. 60 years old people. I'm sorry, but what a disgrace. You have testimonials of people with satanic ritual abuse survivors. You know what? You have access to suicide. Ronald Bernard tried to kill himself. More humane than to rape people, yes.